Oh boy. It's fun being back to the split screen though. Do wish I didn't have to do this. I wish this weren't as much of a recurring mechanic as it is. You know?
Richard? Are you there?
Horsey.
Gather round, children. I want you to meet Lillian, who's going to be joining our painting class.
Why can't I play with my friends, Uncle Richard?
Your friends? Oh, Lillian, I promised your father you would spend some time with the other children.
Friends.
I spent a few years trying to steer him in the right direction, trying to make him see the depth of his potential. He kept refusing, claiming that he was no painter and that he saw our little get-togethers as therapy, rather than artistic expression. Eventually, I wore him down. He agreed to enter the university, but on the condition that it would be his chosen field, and so he started on his way to becoming an architect. At first, I was rather skeptical, thinking that he was throwing away greatness for mere competence. But deep inside, I guess I was glad to be the only one to bring his visions to life. And then, he met her. Our painting sessions became few and far between. He no longer needed my help in dealing with his inner demons. Okay. So I'm going to make a prediction. It's a prediction that I'm not entirely happy with, but it's a prediction. I'm guessing Thomas Rekovich had some mental illness stuff, and so was going to see this art therapist, Richard, for a time, became an architect, made this building in order to summon a literal demon, etc. That's my prediction. I don't love it. I don't like the evil comes from mental illness thing. Note also that the demon started its massacre in the body of the nurse who had a bunch of diagnosed mental illnesses. It's a little cheap. And I think they could do better. But we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, there's a barrier there. What's this? I remember the first time I met him, working a simple factory job. Still more of a boy than a man, wide-eyed, constantly looking over his shoulder like a scared animal. His parents had died in the Warsaw Uprising. Of what he'd gone through in the years that followed, he did not want to speak, and I never pressed him. But it soon became clear he had no one else in this world. I could immediately tell that, despite his young age, he had seen things that no one his age should. I could immediately tell he was special. What's this over here?
Don't you think he would be better off in a nursing home? What about his family?
Richard doesn't have any family.
Oh, the poor man. It's like he's somewhere else. We were close once, you know. I mean, not that close, but... All right. I'll take care of him.
Hollow like a puppet. Isn't that what Sadness said?
Interesting. Bunch of buggos. Ah. Thomas, I've always been stunned by the depth and complexity of his imagination, mesmerized by the surreal dreamscapes his mind would weave. The way he described them, with every minute detail, it was as if he had actually witnessed all of it, as if something or someone pulled the veil and allowed him a peek beyond the edges of our reality. An angel? A demon? Is there really a difference? I know it didn't matter to me, as his visions came alive on my canvas. Some would say I used the boy to fuel my waning creativity, but how could I not? Let his unique perspective, this bottomless well of inspiration, go to waste. That would be an unforgivable sin. Fucking yikes, Richard. We're just exploiting people now, huh? That's fine.
A sheet of music. Well, at least part of it.
Okay. Alright, through the door we go.
Oh, this place is packed with memories. Bad ones. Guilt. Humiliation. Rage.
It became a habit of ours. We'd sit down, sketchbook at the ready, and then he'd close his eyes and start talking, describing all the things he saw in his mind's eye, the horror and splendor of worlds beyond our own. What started out as an innocent exercise in imagination ultimately became a bottomless well of inspiration. My hand didn't dare rest, sketching furiously as he described the indescribable. For a while I wondered why he was so eager to share his visions with me. To him they seemed to be a burden, a source of great pain and distress. But finally, I understood. He sought to share them with someone who saw them as a source of beauty, rather than madness. Okay, so Thomas was a medium, like us?
That glow. There's a sense of loneliness coming from it. It feels incomplete.
Gotta put a thing in it. Is that it? No, outside. Can't go outside. Is that it? Only the word goes to the bugs, and we need juice for that. Oh, wait. Aha! We need another piece of music. That's locked, and we don't have a key for it yet. Nothing here. That's blocked off. Nothing here. Is there something over here that I missed? Doesn't look like it. Can I have an in-body experience? Can I just whip my spirit form back in so I can walk out that door? Is this open in the spirit world? It is. Okay. So we're gonna out of body this door. That's for the globe. Okay, and there's another memory in here. Oh. Yeah. We're gonna have to come back here once we get the key. Haha. To the globe! Jog, 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 jog. Oh, you're a face. No. Oh. I see.
Another junction. Maybe it can show me a way out of here.
The hell is this? Taken away. Okay. Woo. Oh, now we can go in here. Hey, juice. Oh. We need the third part of the music to get the juice. Huh. Hey.
I love this melody. It reminds me of my childhood. At least the good parts of it.
But the bad parts, they're always there, aren't they?
You're a very smart girl, Lily. You know that, don't you? You're special.
Her voice, is that sadness?
Calling it now. I have had an epiphany. Thomas can see into the realm beyond. Lily speaks with imaginary friends, probably can do the same thing. Marianne can also do the same thing. This massacre happened some 20 to 30 years ago, which would be around the age of Marianne, who is an orphan. Thomas is Marianne's father. Lily is her sister. Boom. She was rescued by Jack. Ha. Calling it. Called shot. Let's go. Ooh, key.
Aha.
Can I look at this drawing? No. Also would fit the Alice in Wonderland reference if Snowball was the name of Alice's sister's cat. Or Snowdrop, not Snowball. I'm connecting the dots, as the meme goes. Okay. Memory time.
That should be all the pieces of the score now.
Hey. Nice.
So that's how you found him?
Yes. He was just lying there.
Mr. Rekovich?
I'm sorry. He was a friend. need a moment.
That's not true, Thomas. You thought he deserved it.
Interesting. Once he got engaged, we grew apart for a while. Now that I think of it, I guess I was jealous. I no longer had him all for myself. In time, I warmed up to her as well. She was striking, both in her beauty and intellect. Eventually, I accepted the fact that he had found true happiness, true love, strong and pure. Well, as pure as it can be, I guess. In any case, I was no longer needed. When the project came along, the one that would eventually be known as Neva, I pulled all my strings to get him what he wanted, even though I knew it would drive an even bigger wedge between us. I wanted the best for him. He was the closest to a son I had ever had. And I still exploited him.
Come on, Richard. You were always there when I needed you. Let me return the favor.
I don't know, Thomas. What about my work? The university?
Richard, I know they kicked you out. I'm guessing you finally managed to piss off the right people. Stay with us, old friend. Do it for me. For them.
So he brought him here. Wonder who he meant by them.
Meant you and Lily, Marianne. Lillian and Marianne, are you kidding me? Like, come on. Come on. Oh, now we go out this way. Boop. Here. Oops. Combine. Yeah. Yay! Alright, we got juice. Let's go. Hopefully we still have some juice left. Spooky. Wait, was there something moving out there in the spirit world? Yeah, there's an enormous hand. Great. Hate that. Nice.
Uncle Richard, my arms are getting tired. You've been drawing me for hours.
Almost done. You know, Lily, you remind me of someone. A girl I knew when I was very young.
Did you love her?
Yes. With a young, innocent love, free of the ferocity of adult lives.
Richard. I'm getting a weird vibe from him.
Me too, and I wish I weren't.
Grief, sorrow, and something else.
I wish we just weren't. I wish the game weren't going where it feels like it's going. Which is in a weird, creepy, like, assault kind of direction. Who knows? Maybe we'll get lucky and it won't go there, but... It would explain why Thomas was so angry about him.
Aren't you a bit old to be playing with dolls? Here, I bought it especially for you.
Oh, a ribbon? It's beautiful.
Nah,
Thank
this
you,
is
Uncle
definitely
Richard.
grooming.
Here, let me... on the other hand, why don't you do it yourself?
What was that? It's like something stirred inside him.
Ugh. Thanks, I hate it. What if we didn't? I'm just gonna go ahead and say that if for any reason you feel like this is too much for you, please feel free to bounce out, whether you're watching this live on Twitch or later on YouTube. This is kind of a lot, so no judgment.
No, I didn't mean to. Oh, God. What have I done?
It feels cold. What have you done?
Oh, hi, wheelchair.
I had never felt anything so desperate. It was calling
Oh, I
out to
hate
me.
this.
It wanted to show me something.
Whomst?
Where is it? Where is it? God fucking damn it! Thought I could protect her. Idiot! What would you think of me? I failed you. I failed us. It's all falling apart. What? Yes, I know. No, I need to be sure. There's gotta be something around here. Wait. You want what? Fuck! Look who finally decided to let me out of my cage. And only when you need my help. Surprise. Surprise. You know what?
What the fuck?
Just tell me what you see. Come on. Come on. Yes. I can feel it. Okay. It's around here. Somewhere. Oh, well, that's real fucking specific. Hey, I'm trying to help here. Well, you know, sometimes I wonder. Well, it doesn't make it easier when you keep me in the dark for so long. Oh, Christ. Thanks for that, by the way. Hell of a way to treat your soulmate. God damn it! There's nothing here! There is. Really? I'm never wrong about these things. You know that. Well, screw this. I should have known better than to listen to you. Wait. What? There. Where? What?
The painting, you dork.
This is it. Okay. What? You building tension? Grab the fucking thing! Would you shut up? Huh? Okay. It's her. It's her. No. No. Page. After page. It's like he's obsessed. What is he? What have I done? We couldn't have known. I let him into my home. He was like a father to me. How could he do this to her? Fucking bastard! How could he? I told you we couldn't trust anyone but ourselves. Keep it together. Think. What do we do now? We wait. And when he comes back, I'll just... Whoa, easy, Tiger. Remember what's at stake here. Just let me do what I do. You better do it fast. Because if you don't, I will kill him.
Yikes. Fun fact, the controller had a vibration to emphasize kill him on each word.
Thomas. I wasn't expecting you. Is everything all right, my friend?
Did you do it, friend?
Did I? What?
My daughter. My 13-year-old daughter. I entrusted her to you.
Thomas.
Did you do it?
I don't.
I found the sketchbook. Forced myself to look through it. Cover to cover. Every single fucking page! Tell me you didn't hurt her, Richard.
Thomas, please.
Tell me I'm wrong, Richard. Tell me, and I'll let you go.
It wasn't me. Thomas, you have to understand. There's a sting inside of me.
Shut up.
You have to believe me. I wanted to die.
I'll make it quick.
Thomas, I'm so sorry.
She's my daughter!
I never wanted any of this. I should never have come here.
But you did. No one shows here. knowing what she means to me.
Thomas, I swear I'll go away. You'll never... Wait, but you... No, let me out. Let me out.
Let me in! This cancer has spread far enough. Time to cut it out.
The bones, dude. Oh. I'm this guy now. Okay. This has
All right,
taken several
Richard.
turns.
This is
I
your world.
don't yet know how I feel
What
about it.
you're hiding.
One thing's for certain. Would have enjoyed more specific content warning at the beginning of the game
Is
than
this where it started,
there's
Richard?
sensitive content in here somewhere.
Broke you. Made you what you are.
Ow. Ow. Do I have to hold RB? Yeah, there we go. I was just tapping it. Ow. Ow. Okay.
You feel it, Thomas. There's something here. It awoke on that day when she came to it. It took over. Made itself at home. Loss. Hatred. Grief. This place reeks of them. Something terrible happened here. It changed Richard forever.
No!
What the hell?
Leave her alone!
This is it. Richard's big, ugly secret. The sum of all his demons.
Huh. A kniff. Hooray. A father's knife. Fun.
Richard, your father forgot his knife. You'd better go and bring it to him.
Jog, 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 jog.
Father, you forgot your knife.
Thank you, Richard. You know what? Why don't you keep it?
But it's your lucky knife.
And now it's yours. You'll need it. I'm leaving tomorrow.
What? No!
Oh, fun. I think I'd like this more if we were doing it as
The army
Marianne.
is heading out west, and I'll be going with them.
But
No, I don't want you to go.
yeah, that's what I thought.
I don't want to go either, son. But sometimes what we want isn't what's important. Do you understand?
When will you come back?
Take care of your mother, Richard. You're the man of the house now.
Ugh. Hey. I'm going to go die now. Goodbye. Yep, pretty much.
By the sweat of your brow. You shall rise, and you shall fall. Till
Hey.
you return to the earth from which you came. For dust you are, and to dust you will return.
Those tentacles are guarding something. We need to get rid of them.
I cannot spirit blast. Okay. There is a prompt for it, but I can't do it. Oh. As government representative of the Polish Republic, I wish to offer my deepest sympathy and regret in regards to the passing of Lieutenant Thaddeus Tarkowski. He whose loss you mourn died in the noblest of causes. His country will be forever grateful for the sacrifice he made protecting our freedom and independence. Minister of Military Affairs, Warsaw, May 1944.
Grief. Anger. I can work with that.
Interesting where Thomas seems to draw his power from.
Okay, then.
Hey, Richard. Bet you can't catch me.
What? Hey, wait up!
What's over here?
Come on, Richard. My arms are getting tired.
Almost done.
Ah. That sounds familiar.
Come on, Slowpoke.
Here, I'll try to bring more tomorrow.
Thank you, Richard. I can't tell you how much this means to me.
Doesn't sound like she was doing very well.
Where'd you go?
Is this something? No. Okay.
But what is it?
It's something very important. Promise me you'll keep it safe.
This way, silly.
Oh, we're back here.
Rose? Rose!
Over here.
There you are. I was afraid you'd get lost in there.
Me? I've been waiting here for ages. I was starting to get bored waiting for you.
Hey.
How are we experiencing this? Is Marianne seeing all of this from her wheelchair theater?
You see that? The storm's coming.
It's a big one. We should probably go. Same spot tomorrow?
I'll be there.
Cute, Richard. Real cute. So, where do we go from here?
Okay.
I can feel something's not right.
Mom, who is he?
He's someone who can take care of us.
But I can take care of you. I promised Dad I'd protect you.
Gross.
I know, honey. And he would be so proud of you. But sometimes, a brave heart is just not enough.
Gross. So the wheelchair theater, she's kind of embodying the spirit of Thomas, but in a passenger way, not a controlling way. Yeah.
Hey, come here. I need you to do something for me.
I don't.
I need you to bring me that pen. You know
Yeah, real specific.
It's very interesting that Spirit Thomas and Thomas appear to be two different entities. Yeah, I'm wondering if that has to do with the, like, troubledness that was mentioned about Thomas. Like, is this a representation of, like, having multiple personalities, or is it just that that's how
so long?
That's how his spirit powers manifest, is by having a separate person? And maybe Marianne is weird in that she appears to be one person between the two. Do I have an item to place here? No. Oh. A creepy book. Sure. We'll try the creepy book.
Oh, what? You want a bedtime story? I'm not your goddamn mother.
Okay. What I find, I don't know, uncomfortable is that, I don't know. I don't know enough. And you know, kind of partially intentionally, I don't know enough about the pathologizing of
Hurry up!
predators. We'll put it that way.
Useless. Just like
Fuck you, douchebag. But I don't necessarily know. Like, there are two things happening here. One, there's an entity within Richard that makes him do a bad thing to a child. Don't like that super much. But I don't know. Maybe it's fine. I don't love it. I'm still kind of unsure on it. But I also don't know how I feel about this. Like, oh, he had such a terrible childhood, and that's why he projected this like attraction to Rose onto Lillian. That's the reason, because he had a traumatic childhood. Like, again, I don't have the psychology knowledge to really assess that as a thing. So like I can't really speak to it, but I don't know, it feels weird to me.
You calling me a drunk? Get the hell away with that!
Oh,
Real
okay.
fucking charmer, that one.
I mean, yeah, you've kind of sucked, so that's what I was guessing. Maybe this weird box. Is it the weird box? Jewelry case. Sure. We're just gonna try all the things, I guess.
Oh, you little shit. I'll teach you some respect. What the hell did you do to me?
Haha, get fucked.
Stay back, or I'll cut you again.
Ah, the knife.
Ungrateful little fuck. Get the hell away from me.
I see. Anything else in this room? Doesn't seem like it. Whoosh! We've recharged on negative emotions. Hell yeah. Thomas seems like a...
Get away from me, you bastard! No! No! No!
Mommy! Hold
yeah.
on, Mommy! I'm coming!
Yeah, you return from stretching, carrying fresh tree, and see the heck nope and fuckery has not let up. Correct. In case you have missed it, Geketsu, we have entered what the very vague content warning at the beginning of the game called sensitive content. So if you missed that, you should know. A couple warnings. There's some child predation themes. There's some what appear to maybe be adult sexual assault themes. There's some death. There's just lots of really bad shit happening. So yeah, I just don't want you to be surprised by that content. It is quite bad. Verily I say unto thee, yikes.
Let go of me! No!
Ow.
No! Please don't! No! No!
This feels unnecessary, frankly. And importantly, we'll get to my point after this.
You couldn't protect her. Can't protect anyone. He's gone.
Abuse definitely runs in cycles from generation to generation, but I'm not sure video game is the best medium to explore that. I think it's a fine medium to explore that, but
Little shit. Worthless.
like, if it is to tackle that subject, it requires some deliberation. Yeah. I'm not feeling the nuance here necessarily. I'm not feeling the care. And specifically, I think there is a difference, and maybe I'm wrong. I have, I will be open and frank about this. I have been on the receiving end of forms of abuse in my life. I'm fine, don't worry. And I don't necessarily know that, like, physical or emotional abuse are the same as, like, child sexual exploitation, right? I just don't think those fall in the same bucket. They're both bad, but they're different things, to me. And again, maybe I'm wrong, not a psychologist. And so I think there's something about the cycle of abuse in the way that, you know, people teach their children terrible ways to treat people, right? The way that an abusive person could, like, impart unto their children, you know, concepts of obligation or what forms of violence are acceptable and aren't, through their actions against their child, and that then that child grows up, becomes an adult, and has some of those same ideas, and you know, continues those same patterns of behavior. I don't know if the same thing happens when it comes to, because, like, the thing that's happening here with Richard, with this character, is that, like, he had a childhood friend who he loved a lot, who maybe died or something, named Rose, and then time passed, and he had this traumatic experience with a stepfather, and then, like, he met Thomas, who was quite young, and in his writing, I thought it was uncomfortable. Like, I felt uncomfortable with the way he wrote about Thomas and talked about him being this young boy who knew such things. Like, I was already getting some, like, weird predatory vibes from that. And then Lillian rolls around, and Richard is, like, projecting his, you know, this incomplete childhood crush, right? His feelings for Rose that never found resolution because she died or whatever, we haven't found out, onto this 13-year-old child, as he is very much an adult now. And so, like, I don't know that whatever is happening with this stepfather is gonna explain that, right? I don't really feel like it is. I don't think it can. So, but the big thing that I want to point out here, and the thought I was having, I was walking down the hall where I was like, I'm gonna wait until after this. I'm not waiting anymore. Importantly, this story is being told to us from the point of view of the perpetrator and someone connected to the victim, right? We're seeing a lot of violence against women in this game. Like, kind of a lot. And it's not really being told from the point of view of the victims, right? We're not seeing their experience. We're not seeing the experience of harm. We're seeing the experience of someone who causes harm. And this happens a lot in storytelling. And I think is a good and valuable metric for whether or not the topic is being handled well, right? Because when you tell the story from the point of view of the person who did it, there's a tendency to justify from the audience, right? Because if you're sitting in that seat, right? If you're sitting in that seat, you're going to justify the things happening around you, right? Especially if you're in any way involved. And fortunately, they're not having us play as Richard during this, which is nice. That's a step up from what it could be. But at no point are we being put in the seat to empathize with the person who was hurt. And so it's not really their story, right? Like, this isn't the story of Richard's mother. And at least for right now, in this period, while Lillian has gone away, this isn't even Lillian's story. This is Richard's story and Thomas's story. about them. And I don't necessarily love that. I understand why that's happening. I understand, I can see the step of justifications in story writing that explain why we're seeing these stories from those points of view, but it could have been different, right? Like, we could be seeing this from Lillian's point of view, and then from, Thomas's. We could have been following that path instead of going to Richard's mind and then to Thomas, and then Thomas in Richard's mind. So there are choices that were made, and I don't think they were the best choices they could have been. And it's a problem I have with a lot of media that tries to deal with difficult topics, is that they are often framed from the point of view of the terrible people.
This place again, but not the same time.
Richard!
Like, we didn't even really get a picture at all of Richard's mother's connection to his father. We didn't get anything. It just was like, here, go give this knife to your father. And then, your father's dead, right? Like, which of course we're in Richard's mind right now. But, even from Richard's perspective, we could have gotten more there, which would have made it, again, more her story and not his story of trauma.
I should be going. I'm sorry.
Oh, did
It's
she...
all right, Rose. We can finish some other time.
Did she end up not liking him? Is that what this is going to turn into?
Richard, where are you?
If that's what it is, then ugh.
Hello?
Oh boy, what a maze.
Richard, come out!
What's over here?
Don't worry. I'll keep you safe. I'll keep you safe.
Ah. Just from a media about difficult stuff perspective, if that's your project, you are obliged to think about how necessary each depiction of violence is and what it is supposed to do, or else you're just being gratuitous with the violence under the guise of tackling difficult stuff. Yes, wholeheartedly agree. Yeah. And I mean, I appreciate that we have not seen what happened to Lillian. Thank fucking God. We just have had talk about it. But they're writing a line, and I don't know that they're writing it super well. This appears to be a Star of Dated, so I'm guessing, given the time, that Rose was Jewish. Again, reminder that this period in Richard's memory is World War II in Poland.
I'm sorry. That's all I could bring.
That's all right, Richard. It's more than enough.
I'm gonna double check a thing real quick. Yeah. And some of this may also hit different if you're Polish. Bloober Team, the developers that made this, are a Polish studio. And there is certainly a lot happening here in this game relating to particular points in Polish history that I don't have, that aren't touchstones for me. I think the game has been trying to deal with how harm lingers in people and places, and Lily as a victim hasn't been a perpetrator of harm in this story. Yes. Agree. I agree that they should be leading with the victim's perspective, but I think this is why they took the path they are. Yeah. It will be... We'll see where this goes. The repeated theme of the demon made from shame and helplessness. The demon has possessed people who either have a past of that or are existing in a place. Like Neva, etc. That's interesting. That's an interesting perspective. That the demon finds easy victims in people who have already harmed people. We'll see if that bears out. But there could be some messaging in there about how, like, the ghostly traces are echoes, and that's something Marianne specifically called out, that things have lingering repercussions. Yeah. There could be a theme in here about how evil isn't necessarily a thing that sprouts out of nowhere or is necessarily inherent to a person, but is a thing that is built up over time. That could be an angle. And again, I mean, we're still only, what, like 5 hours into this game.
Funny.
We have not... I don't think we're close to the end.
Richard! There you are. Oh, hey. I waited for you. By the maze. I was afraid something happened to you.
I'm fine. I don't like being alone.
Are you sure you're alright?
I said I'm fine.
Hey.
Buddy.
If
Okay, that makes sense.
happened, you can tell me. Just let me.
Get the hell away from me!
Okay, Richard. I get the picture.
Yeah.
Doesn't change a goddamn thing.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, you cannot justify what Richard did. And as long as the game doesn't try to do that,
What's going on?
maybe there's something here.
Listen to me, Richard. Listen to my every word. Some men will come to our house tonight.
Oh, that's fun.
Why? What do they want?
Shh, it's okay. I told them to come.
Was his mom a Nazi?
The hell is this? No! Stay away from me! Stay back! Get away from me, you bastards! No! No! Let go of me! No, please don't! Ah!
Collaborator.
Any son of Poland who collaborates with the oppressor. Who steals from, denounces, or otherwise acts against his compatriots.
First house on the left, right next to the river with the old cherry tree in front. They're hiding them in the pantry under the floorboards. They let them out sometimes to stretch out, usually later in the day. Some of them even go out sometimes, probably looking for food. Best to come at night. Yeah. So... they were... Sheltering people from the Nazis.
Commits an unforgivable crime against the motherland.
And Richard's mother sold them out.
Swiftly punished.
Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
I don't know how to feel about that. Is this an everyone sucks here post on Reddit? Reddit, am I the asshole? Yes, everyone sucks here.
Rose! Where are you? I'm sorry!
Ow. This looks like forward, maybe. Yeah, this is forward. So we're gonna go back, check some other... Yeah, Rose was definitely one of the people hiding. We saw that, ow, that necklace in the last maze section. Here we go. Just crumbs.
Please, come out!
There it is. Is there anything over here that I missed? Yeah, over here. Aha. Ugh. Okay. Wait, was this a pathway? No. I don't want to miss anything.
Rose? No, no, no! Please, wake up! Wake up!
Did she starve to death, or? Is that all that's down here? I have to go all the way back up? I guess?
She's gone! He took her from me!
Oh. Was this here before? That's not anything. Oh, this is something now.
You took her from me!
Oh, now we're back here. Come on, Thomas.
No, I am nothing.
There's the necklace. shit. I want to look at... we can't look at our drawings.
This is it.
Oh, boy.
What is that? No. You're not... Rose? Is that you?
Ah.
My precious little flower. My lily.
Child eater. It's called Child Eater. Love that. So this is some real trauma, but as a psychologist who has worked with prisoners, I can see a lot of psychopathology. It really isn't a typical history of a child predator, to be honest. Yeah, that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. So here's my thoughts. What the story appears to be telling me is that Richard's friend Rose was Jewish and hiding from the Nazis in Poland during World War II and Nazi occupation of Poland. And during that time, one, his mother sold out a bunch of Jewish people, and two, Rose was taken and probably died. Time passes. Eventually, he comes to Neva after knowing Thomas for a while. He comes to Neva, meets Lily, and projects this thing. And that sort of like twisted projection comes out in some form, which the game has graciously not detailed to us. But at the very least with obsession. Which, like, as an explanation, kind of, like, if this isn't saying Richard is a child predator and has been for a while, right? Like, if that's what the game isn't trying to say that, then, like, it makes a little bit of sense to me, I guess. But it still doesn't explain the creepy, weird way in which he talked about Thomas, right? Like this experience of trauma in his past explains an instance, maybe. Again, doesn't justify, right? There is no justification. There isn't one. It just doesn't exist. But explains, sort of the emotional experience and the way in which his actions came to occur. But it doesn't explain that as like child predation specifically. It doesn't explain that. It doesn't explain him having a weird relationship with youth and children. It doesn't, that doesn't track for me. So yeah. It doesn't explain this child eater demon. Unless the explanation is he had a bunch of trauma, which sort of broke down his barriers, and then this very literal demon inhabited him because of that. If that's the angle it's taking, I don't know that I love the angle, to be honest.
Let's get this over with.
Like, I feel there's a certain amount of mental illness makes you weaker in that idea. Oh boy.
over here, kid.
Please, mister, I need help. The monster, it's after me.
Monster, you say? And what does this monster look like?
Sir, there's no time. Hurry, we have to get out of here.
It's okay, Richard. Why don't you take a moment to catch your breath?
Do I know you, mister? Are you one of my stepfather's friends?
No, kid. I'm not planning on making any friends here. I'm here just for you.
What?
Yeah.
No! Don't come any closer! Don't touch me!
I'm sorry, kid. I know you tried to run, to hide.
Get your hands off me!
But as long as you're here, the beast will always find you. Richard.
Thomas might be a bad person.
It was pretty overwhelming at first. Thomas being like me, but different somehow. I guess I don't have to tell you. Thomas? Who the hell are
That's what hunted, hounded his whole life, hoping they wouldn't find him. I gave him shelter. I gave him purpose. He could have been so much more. Instead, he chose to rot in this godforsaken place. I caught your scent, girl.
You're him. Richard.
I'm what's left of him. The bleeding wound. The sand drying on the stump. All because of her.
Hey.
I know you, Julia. You smell just like her.
Like the girl who suffered because
I
of
was
you?
so right.
The
So
one you
right.
preyed upon?
She came to me because she had nowhere else to go. Where was her father? Where were you?
Oh, shut up! Stop acting like you ever cared about her.
She was the light of my life, the warmth of my soul.
Your soul has rotted away. There's barely anything left. Now, it's just your sins. I almost feel sorry for you. You're nothing.
You ripped me apart. You burned me down and left me in the dark. He's a fiend, a monster.
This man, Thomas, what is he?
He's the one who butchers the soul, the one who breaks it. But you, yes, I know you can set me free. I can feel it. Please do it.
You don't deserve it. You deserve nothing. Nothing. Do you hear me?
Then give it to me, please. To not exist. That's all I want.
So be it.
Do you think she'll ever forgive me?
Nah.
Will you?
Nope.
I'm not your judge. I'm just the ferryman. Be gone. Richard.
The red house.
The red house. This time, it wasn't just a feeling. It was a memory. Had I been here before?
I so
Was
called
part
it.
of the puzzle? This man, Thomas, was he a part of my own past?
Mm-hmm. Yup.
And then something clicked. That girl. It's me. But it looks like it was taken here. At Neva. Shit. The red house. Whatever it is, I can feel it out there. Like it's calling out to me. There. In the woods.
Okay, so I super called it, right? Like, we're all in agreement that I'm so right. This is why Richard was held like a puppet for the rest of his life, because his spirit was killed. Yeah. Which is a fucked up thing to do to a person, I think. I mean, it's the same. It's killing someone, right? It's killing someone. It's murder, right? Feels pretty equivalent to me. Okay, so now that we're on the other side of that ordeal, what do I think about it? Again, I wish it were treated more from the victim's lens. I appreciate that the game didn't try to, like, justify his actions at the end. It wasn't like, oh, but he's so tortured and I feel so sorry for him now. Which, like, yeah, he was tortured. Like, he had a lot of trauma. And I don't want to minimize that, right? Like, traumatized people can do bad things. And people that do bad things can have trauma. They're not, like, mutually exclusive. And I think that's a thing that a lot of people struggle with. Where they feel like evil, right? There are evil and bad people. There are bad people, and bad people do bad things. And then there are victims. And victims are the results of the actions of the bad people. And they're like, and then there are uninvolved people who aren't bad or victims, right? And those are the three categories of people, and you fall into one of those categories. But that's not actually true. Really? Like, going back to what we were talking about earlier about cycles of abuse, right? Like, you can be a person who suffered abuse at the hands of someone else, and then you can take that, and you can visit that violence upon another person. Both of those things can be true. And unfortunately, like, often are. Which isn't to say that, like, if you were abused, you're a bad person and you're going to abuse other people. Like, that's not how it goes. But, like, you know, it's just not mutually exclusive. It just doesn't work that way. And so I appreciate that they weren't like, and that's why he did it. But I wish there was a little more explanation of what that demon was. right? Like, what is it? Was it just always in him? Was he just always? And if that demon was always in him, then why, you know, where was the expression of that early on, right? Where was the, you know, this thing has been a part of him his whole life aspect? Where was the showing that to us, the audience? That it was missing for me. But I mean, ultimately, sort of what I'm seeing here is like, one, this game is not about where badness comes from necessarily, right? It's not. This does not appear to be a game about, you know, exploring the deep root source of why we do bad things to each other. So much as it seems to be about the effects of that. Seems to be a game about the effects of harm. As Kiana was saying earlier about the lingering effects of harm and trauma. And so, like, maybe it's okay that they didn't explain that. Maybe that's, like, not really necessary. Maybe what's important is that we know that something horrible happened to Lily, and that something horrible also happened to Richard, and then, you know, something horrible happened to, you know, Thomas's parents were killed in World War II, and that was horrible, and he did horrible things, right? Like, maybe it's just about the fact that this trauma sticks around for a long time, right? And it's not a moment of harm and then it's gone and it's done, right? It lingers, and maybe that's what the game is trying to say. But I think we could have said that without having the, like, implication that his mother was assaulted, and like we could have narrowed things down a little bit, instead of being like everything bad that possibly could have ever happened, and here are all of the various ways in which things were bad. I don't know. Another postcard. Considering this is a Polish game, the fact that a lot of the backstory is rooted in World War II says a lot to me about the way they're showing trauma and harm and its repercussions. Yeah, absolutely. And that's something that just, like, isn't going to resonate as much with me, right? Like, at the end of the day, even if all of the developers were my age, which I don't think all of them are, but even if they were, no one ever occupied the United States, right? Like, my country doesn't have that trauma. You know, my parents and their parents and their parents don't have that passed down. We have different trauma to deal with from World War II, but we don't have that. That isn't a generational experience that I can relate to. And so parts of this game won't resonate with me in the same way that maybe the developers intend. Hello, my sunshine. Working hard as always. Mr. Rekovich says there won't be any more guests coming, but that's all right. Still plenty I can help him with. I just wish it was quiet. Why won't it stop talking? I really wish I could see you. F. I was about to type something to the effect that angle of how to navigate collaboration / survival under oppression is probably a very specific touchstone for countries that have been under German oppression. Yeah. Yep. Oh, hello, phone. Ring, 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 ring. Banana phone.
How is he?
Do.
No, don't put him on. I'm still at work. Just tell me if he's
Thomas.
okay. All right. Tell him I'll be back soon.
This one felt subdued. Like if someone lit a match in a giant freezer.
Assuming that's him asking about Richard. It's interesting that he still took the time to take care of Richard's body. And it seems, ooh, I wonder if Ma is Thomas's spirit form turned extra evil. Right? Because it appears there's something about shame in there, which is what he was powered by. And then, when Ma possessed Ursula to kill Richard, it felt personal, right? It wanted him to feel. Reclaiming history. A late 19th century fort of a great historical significance will soon be renovated and reopened to the public. The works are expected to start next year and last until 1983. Wow. Fun. Oh. Nothing? You can just sort of look out and see that there's a light out there somewhere? Okay. Good stuff. It'll be interesting to see more about Ursula if we can, because she clearly already had some sense of unhealthy attachment to Richard as a patient in her care. Yeah. I wonder if that was... Richard's demon sort of finding a place in her possessiveness, or if it's separate.
It sounded familiar somehow. Something from my early childhood, maybe? Was it even a place? Or something else entirely?
Rare tree exhibit. Landscape trail to the rare tree exhibit. That's very clearly not where we're supposed to go. Or maybe it is? Wait, what? Does this lead back to the same spot? Is this a false choice we're experiencing here? Oh, hello. Postcard! My dearest, it's getting harder and harder to ignore it. Worst of all, it's all starting to make sense. That girl, that poor girl, locked up like an animal. No child should live like this. Is she really that sick? Mr. Rekovich says it's for her own good, but I'm starting to wonder. I wish I could see you again. I love you so much. Yours, F. Okay, so Thomas locked either Marianne or Lily, up. And Francis thought that was... Does my light flicker here? My light flickers at the tree. Huh. This is a haunted-ass tree. There's something here. We will probably come back to it. Hello, light. Hello, bird. Hello, controller rumble when the birds flew away. Oh, it's a burnt down house. Oh yeah, we have burns. Marianne was found, when she was found, she had burns on her face. And you can see that she has a burn scar on her face. Actually, she had burns all over her body. I don't think we're crossing this bridge. Something tells me. Hello, God. Dead deer. Oh, with the same, like, cracked pattern.
Looks like it rotted from the inside.
Ugh. I don't like that. I don't enjoy that. Oh. Up. We press the up button. The button for up. Oh, another one.
These animals, they look used up. Like something sucked the life out of them.
That can't be good.
Oh! You scared the shit out of me, little buddy.
Pepper.
What you got there? Oh, hey! Wait!
Hello, dog. Okay. This seems like a great place to stop. When was this save? Just now? Yeah, it was just now. Okay. Yeah, it seems like a great place for us to stop for the night. This has been a lot.